Hello and welcome to another episode of MMOFTW here on MMORPG.com. I'm your host, Bill Murphy, and this is the week that was in MMO news. Starting right off the bat, I'll let you know we are not scripting this week's episode, so you'll get some off-the-cuff comments. We might run a little long, and a bunch of weird stuff might happen. I don't know, but let's get into it, shall we? Right up with some Black Desert Online news, fresh off the rather interesting, and by that I mean to say rough patch for the Guild Wars and the Node Wars system. It seems that Black Desert Online has gone ahead and updated the Valencia Part 1 to their live servers. This brings in the elephants, the camels, a whole bunch of new content in the game for PvE and PvP players. There's the weapons and armor can all be upgraded to level 20 now. There's a whole bunch of new stuff added to the game, and it's bringing it closer and closer to being in line with the Korean version of Black Desert Online, similar to how ArcAge is now finally catching up to the Korean version of ArcAge. These guys are actually moving at breakneck pace, so you know, when they do have their steps backwards, it's nice to see that they're still forging onward, and so far I believe the Valencia Part 1 patch has been accepted pretty well by the community. And moving on to Riders of Icarus, the game released in its sort of open beta state this week, and by that I mean to say that if you're a founder and you paid at least $25 for one of the founders packs, you were able to begin playing the game for real in what is essentially launch. They're calling it open beta because the level cap is only 25 at first, with a level cap of later to be level 35 for the first patch later in July, which still puts it below, I think, the current cap of 50 in Korea. However, it is, it's accepting money. There are no more wipes. You can buy stuff in the cash shop and everything like that. For all intents and purposes, the game is launched. Even players who did not buy a Founders Pack were able to actually log in if they were in one of the closed betas, so you might want to check that out before the game actually launches as free-to-play later on in, I think, July 5th or July 6th or something like that. But yeah, it's actually a pretty good standard theme park MMORPG. I'm actually enjoying my time with it so far, and you can read about it on the website. And moving right along to more cool things getting released. This week, the Underground expansion, the first real expansion for the Division, has been released, and it is basically 45 minutes worth of content and a lot of repetitious stuff to do after that. Our own Rob Lashley took a look at the first expansion, and while he believes that the story content is good, there's just not a lot of it there. You're going to be done within an hour or two if you're already at the cap and area ready to play it. But it does add a lot of replayability to the end game because there's a lot of new stuff to do. You can head on over to MMORPG.com or check out the links down below in the description to see what Rob thought of it. And in Elder Scrolls Online news, the Elder Scrolls Online website has been updated with a lot of new information about Update 11, the Shadows of the Hist DLC, which will be released on PC and Mac on August 1st and on August 16th for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. This is the first DLC in a while that doesn't add, new passive skills or a whole bunch of, like a giant new zone. This one is mainly focused on upgrading the dungeon game for Elder Scrolls Online with 2 brand new endgame dungeons. Well, I shouldn't even call them endgame dungeons because eventually with the One Tamriel feature, you'll be able to play these dungeons at any point. In fact, I think right off the bat, these dungeons are scalable, so even at like level 10, you could jump in there and actually get your level boosted and play and earn the rewards and everything like that. In addition, the Style Parlor will be making its way to the game, which allows players to purchase appearance changes, name changes, and race changes from the Crown Store that can be used in-game. Costume dyeing can also be purchased through the Crown Store, which allows for a one-time use consumable and is preloaded with a variety of colors. And a whole bunch of more stuff is being added to the game for the base game without having to pay anything, including console text chat is finally coming to the PS4 and the Xbox One. The Ethereum Archive and Hellraw Citadel are getting improvements. Dragonstar Arena is getting improvements and increased monster difficulty. There's going to be trading binding on pickup items for group members in Dungeons and Trials. The town capture system is finally coming to Cyrodiil. I'm really hungry. I kind of want cereal now. And the champion point cap is getting increased. A whole bunch more stuff is being added. And you can look forward to our impressions of it later this month as our own Ryan Getchell gets in there on the public test server to see how it plays. And last but not least, WildStar is in the news this week because they announced the Heroes Evolved patch, which is bringing some pretty big and very welcome changes to WildStar now that it is a certified success on Steam, alongside the level 50 boost, which will be allow players to automatically pay to boost their characters to level 50 if they don't want to work through the grind. A multi-queuing for more than one instance at a time, either solo or in a group, will be available, and that includes both PvE and PvP. New race and class combos like the Chua Warrior or the Orin Engineer. Race and gender changes will be available at the Cash Shop. The Path Master will allow you to learn and level up additional paths on one character. That's right, if you decided to pick a an engineer, or not an engineer, but a settler, and you ended up not liking it and you want to switch and try something else for a while on that character without starting a new one, you'll be able to do that now. Plus, there will be enhanced gear. Reputation turn-in items will become a welcome or become account wide, along with amp and ability tier points will be account tradable. So this is a pretty big, sizable update for WildStar. Even though it doesn't add a whole lot of new content, it changes a lot of stuff to make the game's quality of life features a lot better, and we're looking forward to seeing it. And then, of course, we're looking forward to see what the actual next content update will be, which Chad Moore teases is coming right around the corner as well. So that'll do it for this week, folks. I hope you've enjoyed MMOFTW, a little unscripted. See, that's what happens when you don't write things down. My family and I are off on a mini vacation for July 4th, so that's why I'm trying to get this thing done before we head out the door in the morning. I hope you guys really enjoy your holiday, and those of you in the UK, I'm very sorry. Those of you in Canada, hope you had a great Canada Day on Friday, and I wish you all the best. Hope you guys really have a great weekend, and don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff at MMORPG.com without the dot. And remember, don't let a bad pug get you down.
Make sure to level up your MMO knowledge by visiting MMORPG.com, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and by following us on social media. To catch up on the week's biggest MMO news, watch our latest MMOFTW. And to see if there's a better MMO out there for you, watch one of our latest First Impressions videos. Thanks for watching.